What up, YouTube? This is Piccolo the Ibmore, and I'm here to start, maybe start a series on, my perspective on life and whatnot. And I'm thinking about calling it The Ill Mind of Piccolo. So, this is The Ill Mind of Piccolo. I'm not going to be speaking too much on female nature, but I also will. I'll just be speaking in terms of society as a whole. So this is the ill mind of Piccolo. Now, you know, we're not living in good, righteous times because most of the people we deal with are simps. And I know I often say you can never underestimate the heart of a simp. And when it comes to what they would do for women, well, you know what? You can also never trust a simp either because they'll stab you in the back for a woman. Yeah, G shit. Like, I be hearing stories about um, a chick hooking up with her boyfriend's best friend. And, of course, that's pretty fucked up. Not only is it fucked up, but they're breaking um, a commandment in the Bible, one of the Ten Commandments. But, like I said, we're not dealing with righteous people. So, I mean, to be a red pill man, it's kind of I don't want to say lonely, but you have to accept the fact that you're going to be a loner because, well, you're not going to be able to relate with people. You know what I mean? Especially in social settings. Like, I work at a computer science field, so I work with computers all day, and I'm surrounded by all these white people, and I just mainly keep to myself. I don't want to say too much of myself because if I do, they might consider me weird or insane and they might try to get rid of me. And they might say like, "Oh, this is how you see women? Nah, we have to get rid of this guy." So, I mean, that's what it means to be a red pill man. You just sort of got to be a loner. I mean, it'd be like that though, but I'm okay with it at this point because I don't know. I've tried to be social and there's just something about people that just pisses you off. Like, I try to make friends, but then I sort of cut them loose if I notice certain characteristics about them. Like, if they're sort of manipulative or if they're trying to use me for something, then I'll cut them off. Or, if they're just straight up dumb. Now, like, in fact, in my 22 years of living, I can only say I've only had about a legit two good friends. That's it. Who I actually still talk to this day. Just two good friends. Everyone else was just basically a chapter in my book. And I don't know. I just don't keep up with them. And I've also had falling outs with friends too because, like I made a video about this, but the red pill changes you as a person. So I don't see things the same way I do. I don't enjoy the same things I used to do. And when I reflect on those good times I had with my friends back then, I sort of look back and think like, man, I was kind of an idiot. You know what I mean? Like I was in a blue pill haze. But that's kind of what goes on in my mind. And not to mention, I can't even trust people either. And in fact, there's a few guys who I can't even trust who call themselves red pill because there's certain things I noticed about certain red pill guys. I mean, yeah, they're speaking about female nature and this and that, but um, I also noticed that some of them just use women to validate date themselves, like the concept of being an alpha or beta. I mean, who you like who you trying to impress? You know what I mean? Like, What are you trying to prove? And I get it, niggas be wanting pussy and shit. Yeah, pussy is cool and all, but I don't know. I'm not gonna put up a front just to get some pussy. Or sometimes that's just who they really are, I suppose. And yeah, it'd be like that though. Because in life, things really aren't what they seem. Now, of course, we've been conditioned slash programmed since we were kids to think and act and portray ourselves a certain way and to have certain goals for when we grow up. It wasn't really beneficial to us. In fact, it was the opposite. It was detrimental. It was really beneficial for our bullshit society. And, you know, when we watch the television programming, like they have the man sort of come in as a white knight and save the damsel in distress. And the damsel in distress could be like a damn whore, and she caused her own distress. You know what I mean? And of course, they expect us to um, help them out of their situation. And once we help them, um, they may stab you in the back. Kind of like helping a snake, and then the snake bites you. The snake says, "You knew I was a snake when you picked me up." You know what I mean? Kind of like women. It's like, oh, you knew I wasn't shit, but I mean that's because people just don't have no integrity, no loyalty, no nothing. And most people aren't really loyal. Not loyal to anything really, or to anyone. And of course, um, you have to be careful to who you're loyal to, but eh, people just really look out for themselves. Not saying there's anything wrong with, doing what's best for you, but the thing is, people will fuck other people over for their own benefits. That's the issue. Kind of like a Jay-Z. Jay-Z said, oh, it gets lonely at the top. That's because you fucked over everyone you've ever affiliated with. Like example, Nas, you slept with his baby mama and had that whole beef with him. Beanie Siegel, Kanye. I mean, the list goes on. Dame Dash. Yeah. So he basically fucked people over to get to the top, and that's kind of what people will do. They'll use you and then they'll discard you. So, I mean, this is honestly why I'd rather be a loner. You know what I mean? I don't really depend on nobody. Well, except maybe my family, but it'll be to the point where I don't anymore, and I can actually count on my family to an extent. To an extent. But, I mean, yeah. I live by a simple saying. It's a saying we say in the streets, but, your boys ain't your boys. So just keep that in mind. Also, your girl ain't your girl. So, you know, uh, you gotta sort of expect the worst in people. Me, I'm what you call a natural pessimist. So, when shit hits the fan, I don't really get surprised by it. I mean, I may be somewhat surprised, but I just take it to the chin and keep it moving. I mean, that's how life goes. I have my own ambitions. And that's how we gotta be as red pill men. Now, I plan to get progressively more ominous and sinister in these Ill Mind of Piccolo series because I mean what I just said was on the surface of my mind, but I'll be talking about other shit like certain traumas I had to deal with, certain things that keep me up at night, certain things that give me nightmares, and certain things that make me feel compelled to take someone's life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is gonna be more serious series, and if you're into that stuff, well, this is the channel for you. This is the series for you. If not, then, well, you can just click that left arrow at the top left corner of your screen. Anyway, this is Piccolo the Ibmore. This was the first rendition of The Ill Mind of Piccolo, and I'm out. Peace.